Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my Megapark. In the last episode I made this dive coaster which you can see over here. And at the beginning of the episode I said I wanted it to be in a pirate village. Well, I didn't really actually end up building a pirate village. But today I want to extend this area further over here. And here I want to add a splash boat ride. And here I actually want to start on the pirate village. So the pirate village, the splash boat ride will start somewhere over here. Then it will travel through the village, then go up the cliffs, and then it will end with a big splash down here into the water. Anyway, I will just get started on the ride. One thing I usually do when building a splash boat ride is to add a hidden chain lift on the lift sections, or else these boats will just go up really slowly, and this just helps it speed up a little bit. Okay, I now put a pirate on this little island, and I also want to show how he came here. So for that I will put a little rowboat there. I actually made a tutorial on how to do this, but I'll show you here anyway. So what we do here is we make a station. Just make a simple looping track. Make an entrance and an exit. I'm just placing them over each other. Doesn't really matter. And then here we simply choose the rowing boats. I enabled the cheat that allows other vehicles on all track types. Let's give it a nice color. And we simply put it in test mode, immediately close it. There we have it, a rowboat. Now when we make the track invisible, and then make the entrance and exit invisible, and there we have a little rowboat here parked on the island. It's as simple as that. Okay, I'm making this little restaurant here, and here on top I made these little seating areas. I made a tutorial on how to make these, so basically you just place a piece of footpath somewhere without connecting it on any of its edges, and then you put some benches on top, and you can copy and paste that just here. And in order to allow guests to use it, I made this path here. I made sure not to connect it to any of these edges, because I will do that manually. So I will select this footpath here, and then just manually connect the edges. And now the guests here should be able to walk onto these paths with seats. I just copied this drink stall from another location in the park. If you do that, you have to be careful, because guests will only pathfind to the location of the first one, and they will only go to this drink stall if they happen to bump into it and they're thirsty. But yeah, it saves a ride slot, which means it enables me to place more rides in the park in the end. So yeah, in my opinion, it's worth it. Alright, I'm satisfied with how this area looks. I've built this river rapids ride. I mean splash boat ride. I often confuse the two. So guests enter here in this station, which they enter from this little building here, which also has a restaurant on top. Here they board. They go around this little island which has a pirate on it with a cannon, and he also has a little rowing boat here and a treasure chest. From there the guests go under this bridge. Then they enter this little pirate village. I see there's still some walls missing. I'd best take care of that immediately. Okay, they come through this little pirate village. You can see some pirates walking around here. And from there they go up this lift hill. I sped it up a little bit by putting a hidden chain lift on it. So normally it would go at around 1 km per hour or even 0 when the boats are full. But with a chain lift it's usually a constant 3 km per hour. I put it to that speed. And I think it's probably a bit less realistic, but it saves on the ride time. I think it's a little bit more satisfying to watch. So they go up the lift hill here, go around this curve, then they go up the second lift hill, or the second part. Then there's a big splash down here, right under the bridge where the people walk. And there's a long straight section where the boat can lose some speed. And of course it will generate a big splash here to get the guests wet. Then they go around this little boat here, and then they return to this station over here where they can exit the boat. And then they go back in the building. Again, I shielded off this area from the sea. Just because I can imagine rough weather conditions would flood the wooden entryway, etc. Of course, this park is not fully realistic, but I thought that would be nice to add. Anyway, that was it for this episode. I didn't really cover a really big area, but usually making these buildings just eats away a lot of time. But yeah, I'm happy with the way this splash boat ride looks. I'm not really sure what to do in this area yet, but when I'm ready to touch up this area, I will also make the back of these cliffs look more realistic. Because right now they are just very chunky. But yeah, I will get there when I will start working on this area. This area might get another roller coaster or a thrill ride. I'm not sure yet, but I'll think of something good. Alright, here's a quick overview of the park as it is built so far. I'm really happy with the progress so far. Alright, that was it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.